Welcome to part 2 of the Leaky Radiator saga. In this episode, I need to get that radiator back on, but first I got to put the plug on. I forgot that last time. And I also forgot to put the shroud on. But those weren't the real problems. The problem was the leaking back here. I got the Permatex back there in last episode. Now I got to get this whole thing back together and put my, well, I probably got about 1.5 gallons of antifreeze mix that I got off strain. I brought a strainer out here, hopefully, and then I got a funnel with a, oh, it's on the outside. There it is. I think I'll probably just use that. That's good enough. Little brass strainer. So stick around and we'll get this thing back on and then move on to the electronic part of this 12 volt conversion. This started out as a 12 volt conversion and it'll get back to that at some point. Stick around. Thread dope. It says it's made with Kevlar, so if this ever gets shot at, it's pretty much covered. Okay, that should do it. Just tightening this down good because it's a NPT thread. Just tightening it down should do the job, but I got a new paranoia about leaks. So when I took this off, I pulled off this pulley and kind of joggled this belt off. So I'm going to try to reverse that procedure. And if that doesn't work, I can always do it the right way. And it looks like I'm going to have to loosen this up. There we go. I can tighten that down. Oh. I don't have it on. There we go. Actually, I think I need to loosen that up a little bit so I got some wiggle room here at these bolt holes. Then next, I need to get this shroud in place, and I don't believe the shroud is attached. Yeah, I believe the shroud gets set into place. Hopefully I can figure out, yeah, I think this rotten part is the bottom. Sits like that. Get that in place. And then put the radiator on. Here's something from the first video. I don't know if you caught this or not, but I certainly did. This nut right here, the bottom nut, the bottom nut of the housing, I didn't tighten it. When I came back after the hour to tighten the nuts down, I tightened this one, which is the long stud. I tightened this one, the far side, and I tightened this one, which is only the housing. So I do believe it's just fine though, because if you look at that video, it's squeezed out everywhere just fine. And earlier today, when I seen that, I came and tightened that down. So all should be well. I really don't think this thing's gonna leak, but let's get the shroud and the radiator on and see. It is really pouring out. Yeah, the rain doesn't show all that well on video, but look at the poor farm all. These things normally sit out, or I don't know about normally, but this one's been sitting out the entire time I've owned it. But it is going to be sheltered very soon. These lights are just awesome. But I digress. Let's get this thing together and fill it up and see if it leaks. Then I think right away I'm going to get to that hydraulic housing. I believe that little leak that's on that is just because it's not torqued. It's the nuts around the case are not torqued down enough. So I give them a little bit of tightening and see if that stops. You can see where the hydraulic fluid is leaking out and collecting all of our cotton, which is kind of a crappy look in your shed. Okay, let's get this thing on. All right, first the shroud. Yeah, that really does add another little level of difficulty to it. I wish this rain would ease up a bit. I do believe it's messing with my video quality. Okay. And I have my shock pads on here. I've forgotten that before. As I mentioned in the first video, the shroud had just every single screw was kind of mismatched. They just used whatever was laying around. So I got some sheet metal screws that will replace those. I had to grind this one off. So now I have to come back and drill that out. The other piece is still on the other side there, which is no biggie. Unless this one goes through. Oh, jeez. Different screw. I just bought those screws. So, you know, I should have checked in the bin. All it is a different head. I got it. This is a square slash Phillips, and that one is just Phillips. And I chose a square drive. Oh, that is the wrong damn size screw. I'll have to revisit that later. I'm gonna have to find this damn tree frog. Now, all that's left to do is tighten up here and here and put a cotter pin here, and then these two bolts at the bottom of the radiator, and then I can start putting the juice in it. This I will have to stop back at the hardware store when I'm there and get a replacement. It was the wrong size. It was in the wrong bin. I should know better than to just grab screws out of a bin without checking. But we're almost there. Hopefully this damn thing doesn't leak. Yeah, I checked for, it sounds like there's a tree frog just right here somewhere. So I went out there and looked, and there's really nowhere on this tractor that there could be a tree frog where I wouldn't be able to see it, except for the battery box. The battery box was open the last couple days and overnight last night, and I just put the lid on, an hour and a half, 2 hours ago before the rain. So I might have a frog trapped in there. I'm gonna wait till the rain stops and check in there and see if I got a tree frog there. Okay, back to this. Let's get this on. Okay, these bottom two bolts should do it. I have the plug in, I have the shroud on. The only thing that is not in place that should be in place is the overflow tube, and that's because I cannot find one. I ordered one online, and that one didn't fit either. So either I have to rig it up with a modern thicker wall tube, or try again. I've seen some other things I could try out, so maybe I'll do that, but maybe not. The biggest thing is routing it. I can route it on the outside of the shroud with no problem, and then I can use whatever size tube I want. But I don't know. Now for the cotter pin. Okay, cotter pins. Stainless steel cotter pins. Hopefully I have pretty close to the right size. These things come extra long, so you gotta cut them. Oh, actually that one will work. I just gotta bend it over. Okay, I'm just using it's a cat food container, actually, or cat food, it's a cat litter container, a funnel, and a coffee filter. Uh-oh, this could take a while. Well, that's taking forever, so I'm going to switch over to this with the metal screen. So, I don't know how well this shows, but there's a whole bunch of little bugs in there, and then the main junk is still in the bottom of the pail. So, and then I trapped a bunch in here as well. This is the funnel. So far, nothing is gushing out onto the floor, but it's still pretty early in the process. It appears to be working, but I could be hallucinating. Alright, all of that is in there. That was, roughly 2 gallons, but I don't know how much made it to the floor before. But I have all kinds of antifreeze up on the shelf. I will just fill this to the top with premix, and I'm not getting any leaks at all here. This is from before, what I'm wiping up here. I don't see any leaks at all. So again, I think I'll have to wait overnight and see if there's a puddle on the floor, but it looks like she's working now. It's dry down under the petcock. I believe at the most I might have to tighten down the hose clamps a bit, but looks like all is well. Holy shit. What a project. Now I can get back to this. Oh no, I can't. I was going to say I can get back to the 12 volt conversion, but the next thing I'm going to do is actually tighten up the hydraulic cover bolts and see if that stops that leak, regardless of whether it does or not. I'm going to move forward with the 12 volt conversion. It's possible that I need to get a little bit of welding done on this bracket to fix that. It's a piece of garbage, but hopefully I can move forward now. I have a 12 volt conversion on its way for the Farmall as well, so hopefully that'll go smoother than this. But Oh, I really need to show you the mist in the hollow. Not quite sure how well this is showing up, but it's drizzling out still. I'm sure you heard that in the shed there. But whenever there's rain on a hot day, this is what it looks like down in the hollow. That's the hollow. It's kind of hard to tell there's a hollow there, but when there's mist like this, you can really tell that there's a big gap between the trees on this side and the trees on the far side. I'll be showing you what that looks like down there on one of the tours. I'm trying to get all the way around the land, and part of our land is down in the hollow there. That'll wrap up the radiator leak repair. I'll check tomorrow morning and see if there's any drips on the floor, but I don't think there will be, and that should be it. Please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell if you want to receive updates. Stop back soon and have a great day.